look, he's leading the tournament as Praggnanandhaa, but those are slim pickings for points, as he's only ahead by a point over Javier Sindarov, who's a fantastic blitz player, Wesley So, who's won the Grand Chess Tour, so he knows a thing or two about performing under pressure. And that name, Awonder Liang, you see there, only 3 points away. He's won this twice. He knows he can pull it off. Again, this will be a serious challenge for Prague, for everyone here, in fact, but will he be able to pull it off and continue that trend? Winning in St. Louis in the Rapid tends to be the one who wins overall. I'm not sure I would bet, if I were a betting man, that he is going to be guaranteed to winning this one.
It's that close.
It's not going to be easy.
Nasi, do the honors. Tell us the pairings for the first round of Blitz.
Absolutely. We have a long day of 9 rounds of Blitz coming up, but in round 1, we have Vincent Keymer against Praggnanandhaa.
That's your marquee matchup right there.
Absolutely. And our backup, Yasser Levon against Javier Sindarov.
Also not bad at all.
Then we have Wesley So against Jorden van Foreest, Anish Giri against Fabiano Caruana, and Awonder Liang against Leinier Dominguez.
Players are fighting very hard, Nancy. Why are they fighting so hard?
There's a huge prize fund and also Grand Chess Tour points up for grabs. $200,000 total. First place, $50,000. Second place, $40,000. Very nice prizes indeed. And yes, sir, these players want those 13 Grand Chess Tour points to qualify for the Final Four.
Absolutely, absolutely indeed. That's what it's all about, getting to the Final Four, as you see the players getting ready to do battle.
Fabian, Levon.
I know.
Good friends, but also fierce
at the
competitors.
Board. Absolutely. And I saw, Maurice, that Levon has won this event twice, but I've always thought of him as really dangerous. If he ever gets on a win streak, he can win any one of these tournaments.
You know, I think he actually won it 3 times because we showed a stat that was tied for first.
Right.
But I think he came back once and won it. I think he's actually a 3-time winner of this event, maybe in 2023.
Well,
we're gonna have to check that. But I think he came back from second place and won one. So Levon is a 3-time winner. That's being confirmed now that he won from first place position, and he also won by coming back. So he's looking for his 4th victory here. This man would be a dangerous pick as a wild card, by the way, in this event.
Exactly.
A dangerous pick in Blitz. And look at him rolling up his sleeves. yeah, Maurice, I heard you. I'm here to play.
Bring those young rookies. Who is this Sindarov anyway? Yeah,
if you think about this, young players who are only 20 years old, they can't possibly have that much Blitz experience,
exactly. Right? And those wily old foxes, you know, in Blitz.
Here we have Vincent Keymer. He's definitely not happy with his performance in the Rapid. It's solid, however, and he's almost guaranteed to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
But of course, everyone wants to win the event.
Absolutely. And for Vincent, he's still got a lot to prove. I mean, the fact that he didn't make the candidates this year, that hurt.
So close.
Yeah, because he was indeed so close. And he really needs to establish himself firmly, not just in the top 10, but top elite, top 5.
And we have Prague here, who absolutely showed class in Rapid, but he did finish it with a loss yesterday.
And that one stung a lot because without that loss, he would be really in cruise mode. Now, having said that, he also told us that last year, he had a terrible outing.
He had -5.
-5.
He just definitely practiced his Rapid and Blitz since then.
Maurice, he just came out and he said to you, I'm just happy to get off the schneid and win a couple of games.
Indeed, and he had a great performance here, no question about it. One loss is not that serious. It's going to be difficult, though, because those 2 extra points, he had 2-point lead, it would be so nice to have at least a little bit of a cushion. We can't call it cruising. We've seen people lose from 3 points ahead.
Right.
But this is the slimmest lead you could possibly have. Right. So that's the challenge. He's got to think, listen, that tournament is done, that part of the tournament. And we'll listen to Chris Bird here.
The next round. This is Blitz. I know it's fast, but please, if you can make sure those pieces get on the right squares. And if you've got any adjustments to make those adjustments before you press the clock. That would be appreciated. Thank you very much. And remember, still no draw for us. Make sure an arbiter gets involved at the end of the game. Make sure you do those repetitions for us. All right, it's now 12 o'clock. Good luck. Please go ahead and start White's clock.
There was Chris Bird, the international arbiter, reminding our players that the schedule is every 30 minutes. They'll be playing a game starting at 12, then 12:30, et cetera, et cetera. As we are underway,
of course, we're going to follow the tournament leader, Praggnanandhaa, who's facing Vincent. And look at the slot defense without knight f6, allowing e4.
Yeah, this is a gambit line. I think it even has the Marshall Gambit. Its name attached to it with the idea of a bishop b4 check. Very quickly, knight e7. So the classical players would look askew and say, what are you doing? Putting your knight on, the knight belongs on f6 so that it
Look
can...
at that, yes, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt, but knight is on h4. Is it going to f5 to still trade the bishop on g3? Just chasing that bishop around the board?
I have no idea.
Answered.
What can I say? That's some
real prep.
Really crazy prep. Chess engines are convincing us a lot of things are possible in the openings. I look at this and I just scratch my head and I say, modern stuff.
What happened to developing your pieces on
that? Yeah, I know. Coaches, chess coaches around the world are just crying and saying, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah, there's not many games in the database. I only found one. So it is definitely prep for specifically the blitz game.
Right. G2, G3.
Wow, I cannot guess any of these moves.
So white went 1, 2, 3 moves with the bishop. Black went 1, 2, 3, 4 moves with the knight.
And what did we achieve?
And it's like, white, like nobody's developed. Okay, so from white's point of view, white says, I'm not averse to trading the dark squared bishops, but let me recapture on my terms. G3 takes f4, so I have a little bit more control of the center and a half-open G file that I can operate on with rook G1.
And now this reminds me some of the Catalan lines where white offers the trade on f4 just to get that open G file and some attack on black's king.
Absolutely.
Which is really fun to play, especially in this time control.
For sure, I would be elated myself with white's position.
Moved the knight one more time.
Why not?
Do we expect bishop f5 now to trade? No, bishop g4.
Bishop g4, encouraging a move I already wanted to play, which was rook to g1, by the way.
With the idea to probably play h3 as well and trade the h-pawn for the g7, if allowed?
With great pleasure. So rook g1 was just played, and okay, Pragg gives up his bishop, and you know, by all rights, this is just perfect for white. White has what we would call the superior minor piece. The bishop on d3 controls more squares than the knight does on d6.
Yes, do you think Pragg's still going to castle short, or it's time to switch and castle long?
Asked and answered, right? He's sort of like, if you castle short, bishop takes h7 check, queen h5, rook takes g7, and you might just find yourself in a mate right away. So g7, g6, and of course from Pragg's point of view, he's ready to put his knight on d7, he's ready to put his queen on e7, and castle long.
But I like that both players are playing quite fast. They have already adjusted to the change, because let's not forget, they played rapid for 3 days. They're used to 10-second increment and 25 minutes on the clock.
Exactly.
I'm sure they practiced yesterday. They played blitz with their seconds, or
Title Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Some wonderful online event. King b1, an indication that, well, if you do try to castle long, there's a potential knight takes d5, rook c1 siding.
Queen goes to e7, as you predicted, yes, sir. And maybe rook c1, just to delay black's castle?
Yeah, but it's only going to delay it for a move, because the knight actually is not great on d7. Either the knight is interested in the b6 square or the f6 square, defending the pawn on d5. Somehow, don't ask me why, but black's okay. You play the move knight b6.
It's slightly behind in development, but should catch up soon.
Yeah, white's pawn structure suggests to me that you would like to play for the move e3, e4, but doing so entails playing f2, f3, which means moving the queen. It's a laborious undertaking. On the other hand, a different approach would be to play king a1, followed by b2, b4.
Let's go.
Rook b1, rook
Bring the other rook to
c1, and play for b5.
That does.
I mean, there's also just f5, no? Just blasting away and suggesting you might even put the pawn on f6.
f5.
Dealing with your double pawns, asking the king what it plans to do.
Black's king is definitely... Oh, knight takes...
95 still hanging, maybe.
That's a point.
You can't castle right away because of that knight takes pawn on... And he's played it.
He's played it, f5.
He's played it. That's... I mean,
Okay.
it's the most logical break in the position because it's just it's the closest break. You could do it right now, in fact.
Exactly.
But it's also a central break. And it suggests, it knows you can't castle queenside because you dropped the pawn on d5 thanks to the pin on the c line. And that's just a free pawn after queen takes. And, well, I say just a free pawn. Obviously, he could try to play knight takes f5 in order to get the pawn back, but you do
That's a
have
check.
the move bishop takes f5 with check.
So no time to take the
So
queen.
that would be perfect, in
Yeah.
fact, for white, and white does win a pawn and has a fantastic game.
Right.
Thank you, Maurice. Yeah, f5 was a great move and great fight by Vincent, and now Pragg is taking a long time to react, and look at that, g takes f5. Not afraid.
Wasn't exactly what Black wanted to do. Black wanted a nice, quiet life with the king already sitting on the
We need
c8
to
square.
switch very quickly to the game between Wesley and Jorden. A bad opening, I mean, a series of bad opening moves in that game has led to absolute unmitigated disaster in his position. As you can see there, Wesley just played the move bishop to d3, which is just a killer of enormous proportions. You are dead in the water. He's trading queens here, but this is a complete disaster watching his kingside get blown up. At any moment, Wesley can just win material. There are mating threats sitting on the board. I think he could just take the queen right now. And when you move your rook out of the way, anywhere you move it, he'll double on the h file or play bishop h7 first. No, double on the h file is mate, isn't it?
Correct.
I mean, this is just over.
Yep.
Just take the queen, and it's basically resignation as mate is unstoppable. What's going to transpire? You can't push any pawn. The knight on d5 guards f6, so the king will not be able to run if you move your rook away. The knight, in fact, there's a threat of knight f6 once the rooks double as well to shut the door on the king. So this rook on c8 cannot move because the doubling of the rooks wins the game.
Maurice,
Terrible
Jorden must
accuracy.
have done something terrible in the opening. Look at that accuracy. We've never seen it that low, 68%.
No.
Unbelievable.
He just kind of fell out of bed. Actually, there's a threat of mate in 3, including knight
F6,
f6
rook
jack and
g3,
rook
right?
g3. Yeah.
It's a nice checkmate indeed.
It
Yeah,
is.
mate
Yeah.
is unavoidable here.
That looks to be winning. We're going to go back to our marquee matchup between Pragg, our tournament leader, and Vincent, who is currently in 3rd place.
Pragg has managed to castle and kind of close up the c-file with one of the knights on c4. And notice how Vincent didn't touch the f5 pawn yet.
Yeah, he definitely wants to recapture the pawn and wants to be able to play bishop takes f5 with check.
Winning more material, right?
Yeah, because the king, the
And Pragg
placement of the king.
going down under 1 minute now, feeling pressure.
Exactly. This is not comfortable at all anymore.
And Wesley has won his game. Jorden just
Yeah.
resigned in that position.
Exactly. Knight. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is this? So king b1. I saw
He's
the.
switching back to e4 now? with the
Yeah,
knight?
exactly. That's what it looks like. It looks like he wants to bring the knight to e4, so there's no bishop takes f5.
Looks like a good idea.
Is it though? I'm a little bit skeptical. I think that the pawns on f7 and h7 are too weak. I'm seeing a rook.
Whoa,
What?
king c2.
Okay, he didn't. He felt that the king is
Better in the center.
because he's anticipating that the queens are coming off. That's a surprise move. That king.
But yes, sir, now it's all about time. We are in the bullet mode, right? Less than 1 minute with only
Yes.
2-second increment.
Yes.
Levon, by the way, has been playing with only 9 seconds on his clock against Sindarov. So in trouble there. A win by Sindarov will tie him for first. Obviously, Prague is currently looking to maintain first.
Exactly. But this is what I was thinking, that the white rook was going to be dominant on the queen e5, queen e5.
You want to trade the queens and win the f7 pawn, right?
Well, my king is on c2. I want to.
There you go.
I don't want to necessarily. I want to
explain why
avoid.
you put the king on c2,
Yeah,
right?
right. I want to avoid getting attacked. Okay, rook
Vincent
e8.
has less time now,
20
seconds.
seconds.
Position is maybe simple, but it's Vincent who's putting pressure, and he's the one who's
100%.
playing for a win here. But
100%.
the advantage is not huge.
And it's only +3 in terms of the increment.
Right.
So,
it's not like you're
or
building
is it
up.
+2?
+2?
It's even worse.
yeah,
Oh, man, I thought it was +3. So that
5
means
+ 2.
you're not getting time as you're ticking down now. It's 9 seconds left. You've got to make 4 or 5 moves in a row just to get back. And look at this. He's taking way too long. His rhythm has to shift as Vincent, because he's in deep trouble on the clock.
Yeah, for sure. He's.
See this? That's hesitation. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in blitz. You just cannot be hesitating. You need to be pre-moving right now. What's your next move? What's your next move after this? Blunders are waiting when you no hesitate. There it is again. Too long.
Yeah.
Your hand has to be making moves. You can't afford to think when you have 3 seconds on the clock.
I was about to say, it's funny that he's setting up for f2, f3 when. Whoa,
I'm a little bit worried about
whoa.
Vincent's king on e5. Is it a strong king, or it might get checkmated in the center of the board?
Yeah, true that.
I think Prague feels that now he has such advantage on the clock, he can maybe trick Vincent.
I'm not sure.
Because it's so easy to blunder, yes, sir. I think that's one thing that's hard to get used to in blitz versus rapid. You never get the time back.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
can't
it.
build up.
Okay, he has achieved essentially the best that he ever could achieve, which is getting his pawn to e5 and perhaps getting his pawn. No, good move by Vincent just to stop the f4, f5 business.
And now Prague's rook on b4, while it looks pretty, it doesn't have any moves.
But you're playing
gonna
a4,
play
a3.
Levon and Javakir are fast-pacing their way to a draw. So
Awonder Liang has won his first game in the event against Leinier Dominguez, and so ends Leinier's streak of draws.
Oh my
his first
goodness.
win
Yeah.
and Lanier's first loss.
Exactly. And Prague is.
H6, rook d4, what's
But
happening? We traded some pawns, but
H5?
now, yes, both of them have passers.
Fabiano drew, by the way, his game.
This is, I believe, the only game left now, 94.
Rook
You know what?
G6.
In blitz, knights are always trickier. You can blunder forks.
Uh-oh, there's a c-pawn
Bishop
racing up the
takes.
board.
There's
That
rook
was a bad move.
C6.
Just c2 right now. c2. And then you can cover the c-file with knight
With
c3.
knight, that's it. That wins. That's
Prague
a winner.
is winning. Check.
He is not going to be able to bring his
But you do
rook
have.
over. Well, he
king
has a series
takes-
of checks he can play, but even when he gets the file, it's going to be blocked by a piece.
King takes e4.
Just c1 queen. Or maybe
I
rook
take a
c3
rook.
first. Rook c3 first.
Yeah.
I have to keep the rook alive.
Yeah.
They're repeating now,
King
but of
takes
course king goes to b6. King is running, and white cannot stop that c-pawn.
And here's the final countdown. It's taking the
But
But
knight.
now he can
There's
promote because the rook
queen on the
rook
board
is
and the rook's hanging.
Ah.
That was a good outplay in the endgame by Prague.
And a very, very important victory there for
Absolutely,
Prague.
because Wesley won, and he could have come closer to Prague.
And he pushes a rival down too. How did
Maurice,
Javakir.
maybe
Yes,
catch
please.
us up on the other games that we didn't get to look at.
That Awonder won, he was busted. He was busted for a while, actually. So if I may, in this moment here, you could see black has a knight on d2, pawn on c3. The knight on a3. Bad king. Of course you're going to win the game, right? Like, sure you are.
That knight is awful. Oof.
Drop the pawn. Now it's down a pawn.
Dropping another
Absolutely horrible pawn structure. Everything is going your way, but blitz is blitz. Rook g1 threat. Okay, a check. And now he offered a trade of queens. He's still winning in this position. Rook f2 would have been a great move just to get in there. He did play it. And now king g7, just slightly in the wrong direction. But now knight f3, getting rid of the rooks would have been a very smart idea here. And then you're just much better. Your king will stop the e-pawn. Instead, he played king f7. And then he went after this piece. And after king to e7,
Oh, dear.
a quick move. And suddenly, whoops, a mate threat. Where did that come from? And that was all she wrote. Rook went down.
Wow.
Check, get out of the way. And it's time to resign. That is the cruelty of blitz. Just like that, Awonder ended up winning the game. Leinier was winning the entire time. Wow. That is rough to happen to you. The other game of interest, Fabi and Anish drew a pretty tepid game. But it's this Wesley game, the other victory we saw. If we go back, even before this moment, he had played a series of bad moves starting here. Actually, he was worse even earlier, starting here in the game. He played bishop e6. Doesn't look like a bad move, but after this trade, he grabbed the pawn and opened the file. Wesley said, you can have that pawn. Remember yesterday we talked to Wesley, he said, listen, when you sack pawns, you're a killer. And he said, yeah, he shook my hand. He said, I want some good luck. And this is the good luck. He sacked the pawn. He said, oh, no, my friend, I am attacking you within an inch of your life. You want to take a second pawn?
Oh.
Time to go down. Wham. Just nastiness. Simple chess. When Wesley's attacking, he is a beast. And there's literally nothing to do here. His opponent resigned on the spot. You might think, isn't it too early? Well, you dare move your rook in this position, then you get hit by a hammer blow and you get mated. So you're dropping in exchange, and it's hard enough to stop the attack. Tremendous play by Wesley, and that win, I believe, puts him within half a point of second place. But Prague has extended his lead, so hey, winning the Rapid is nice. Winning your first game of Blitz is nice.
Especially in St. Louis, right?
Especially.
Correct.
Tell us about the standings after this first round of Blitz.
Right, let's see how much the standings have changed after just one round of Blitz. We know that the leader, Prague, won his game, so he extends his lead a little bit because Sindarov, who is still in clear first, he only drew, so now the gap is a little bit wider, 1.5 points. Wesley won his game. He's catching up with Sindarov.
Yeah, and Vincent falling off the pace.
Right, and now sharing fourth are two players. It's Anish Giri and Levon Aronian. And Fabi, by the way, did have a winning position. If we have some time, we can pull that up, but he is struggling in this event.
Tell us, statistically speaking, where things stand after the Rapids portion is over.
Right, pre-tournament, Wesley was favorite, Fabi in second, and Sindarov in third. The current leader, Prague, only had 10% chance of winning this event.
All right.
But let's see, day by day, after day one, Wesley increased his chances a little bit, so did Sindarov. Prague jumped to 21 because I believe he was at +2 after first day.
Yeah, he drew and he almost won all three.
Yes.
Yeah. And then?
After day two, Prague was the sole leader, so he has almost 40% chance of winning. Sindarov at 21% and Wesley at 16. Then, after the last day of Rapid, get that, Prague at 37, Wesley at 26.5, and Sindarov, same as Wesley. The rest of the field kind of
it's
fell
like
behind.
Those three horses statistically are set to win it. But in my view, 17 games of Blitz still to be played.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, I feel that there's that we're going to see a lot of upsets between now and the end of the event. You were saying that there were some other games, Maurice.
Yes, Maurice, if you don't mind pulling up.
I have it.
Yeah.
I have it, and I definitely misspoke talking about Fabi's game against Anish. There was some good chances for Anish in the opening, but take a look at this position. I'm going to back up just one move to this moment, and it looks as though White's doing well, although he's just winning his piece back. Bishop takes, and he took with the rook. And this moment right here, if you're a normal person, you see the discovery, you know, you've got to do something about it. But yes, you have a discovery with the rook somewhere. But what if I make a king move where I have a discovery with my bishop? I see your discovery, and I raise you a winning discovery. This is a huge problem in this position, and very hard to figure out where to put the rook. By the way, in this position, after this move, this move, king to b6, bishop c3, could be met by the gorgeous bishop to a3. What's up with this beauteous move as this bishop is now hanging? Rook takes on e8 is met by rook takes, king d2, rook c2, and the king is in big trouble, as well as this bishop, as well as this rook. So you're just busted. He played rook takes e5, king to b6, and then he tried king to d2 to try to hide. And here, bishop d6 was a mistake on Fabi's part after bishop e3 with check, spoiling his game. Here, he could have just traded, played a check. Where does the king go? The king can't hide here because of bishop to e3, and that's all she wrote. There's no way to stop check except putting your rook in the way. And the only other move is king to the file somewhere. Let's put it on e1. Rook to e8 will be played, and now you could try to defend, but that's not going to last very long. After bishop f7, Fabi would have won a whole piece and the game. Well, this would have been completely busted. Missed this chance, only ended up drawing. Fabi not doing well at all. He did move up a little bit in the standings as Jorden dropped half a point.
But still,
this is...
You expect him to win that 100%.
It's Fabiano Caruana. He's got to win these games.
Absolutely.
And he had time on the clock, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. He had more than a minute while Anish was in time trouble.
Right.
Bad form he's in right now.
We just wanted to inform our viewers that the month of...
So more Grandmaster events coming up. Let's take a look. After the Rapid and Blitz,
the granddaddy of them all, there you have it.
The Sinquefield Cup, the classical event, August 10th to 20th, with, look at the prize fund, $475,000.
Wow.
And after that, we will know who qualifies in the
top four.
Top four, and we'll see Grandmaster finals starting on August 22nd.
Wow, we've got a big month of August. Are you going to be here the whole month for us?